Your life is not stuck because you're unmotivated. Your life is stuck because of one tiny habit you repeat. So often it feels like just who you are. And the scary part? It doesn't feel dangerous. It feels normal, comfortable, automatic, familiar. You don't notice it when you do it. You don't question it. You don't fight it. You defend it. Because when a habit repeats long enough, it stops feeling like a choice. It starts feeling like identity. And identity is powerful. That one habit is shaping your body, your money, your relationships, and your confidence every single day by 1%. But the good news is even stranger. One 2-minute habit can start deleting multiple bad habits without you fighting them all day. In this video, I'll prove it. If you stay with me, you'll get 2 things. A simple self-audit you can do tonight based on one question. Where did I reach since last week? And 2, one tiny 1% habit you can start immediately. No motivation required. Not a life overhaul. Not a perfect morning routine fantasy. A real system that works when you're stressed, tired, busy, or discouraged. Most people think change is about willpower, but science keeps punching that idea in the face. A habit is a behavior you do automatically because you've done it so many times in the same situation that a cue triggers it like a reflex. That's why you can be a disciplined person and still open social media without thinking, or still order fast food on the same stressful day, or still procrastinate when you feel that one emotion, overwhelm. And if you've ever told yourself, why can't I just be consistent? Listen carefully. In a real-world habit study summarized by University College London, the average time to reach automaticity was 66 days, not 7, not 21. And missing one day didn't ruin the process. Inconsistency did. But the thing is, you're judging yourself on a timeline your brain never agreed to. So the goal of the 1% habit rule is simple. Stop depending on hype and start building automaticity. In the early 2000s, British cycling wasn't the monster it is now. Then a coach named Dave Brailsford took over as performance director in 2003, and he brought a philosophy that sounded almost stupid. If you break down every part of performance and improve each one by 1%, the total becomes unstoppable. Not one big breakthrough, 100 tiny upgrades stacked together. And then, the results hit. At the 2008 Olympics, Great Britain's cycling team dominated, winning 7 track cycling golds, often described as 7 out of 10 track events. That's not luck. That's what boring discipline looks like after it compounds. But here's the detail that matters for your life. Brailsford's approach also included a management sequence. Know what you want to achieve. 2, know where you are right now. 3, put a plan in place to move from here to there. That's it. That's literally your 2-step system. Self-analyze, then action. Here's what causes behavior change. According to Stanford's model, behavior happens when 3 things meet at the same moment: motivation plus ability plus prompt. Most people only try to increase motivation. That's why they keep starting again. So we play the other 2 levers. Make it easier and make it triggered. This is your rule. Your first version of the habit must be so small you can do it on a bad day. Because your first job is not results. Your first job is repetition. Now here's the brain hack that turns goals into behavior. Create an if-then plan. If X happens, then I do Y. Not vague, not I'll try. A literal script. Examples. If I brush my teeth at night, then I do 5 push-ups. If I pour my morning coffee, then I open 1 page of a book. If I sit at my desk, then I write 1 ugly sentence. Now, quick honesty. Planning alone doesn't magically fix everything. Some real-world studies find that simple planning prompts can have no measurable effect for repeated behaviors like gym attendance. So here's what you add. Friction design. Make the good habit easier and the bad habit harder. Put your gym shoes by the door. Put your phone charger in another room at night. Preload the YouTube video you use for your 2-minute stretch. You don't need to win the whole day. You need to win the first 2 minutes. Because once you start, identity starts. Like, if you start going to the gym, fast food will start dropping automatically. That's not magic. That's a keystone habit. There are certain habits so powerful they trigger a chain reaction and change other patterns. Even a teaching guide linked to Charles Duhigg's work describes keystone habits as the ones that can start a chain reaction that transforms other patterns over time. So your 1% habit should often be a keystone habit. Not because it's huge, because it has ripple effects. Example: 2 minutes of movement after work. It changes mood, food choices, and sleep decisions. 1 page of reading after lunch. It replaces scrolling and builds competence. 60 seconds of breath plus gratitude before bed. It reduces mental noise and shame spirals. Let me show you the invisible part of high performance. At the Olympics, Michael Phelps wasn't only training his body, he was training his mind. Vogue describes his process: mentally swimming the race step by step, visualizing the perfect race, and also visualizing things going wrong, like equipment problems or a bad start, then rehearsing how he'd respond. That's a 1% habit too. It's a habit of preparedness. Now take it out of sports and put it into your life. If your relapse happens when you're stressed, then your 1% habit must include a stress routine, not a lecture, a ritual. Here's one that is simple, practical, and spiritual without being preachy. Sit. 3 slow breaths. Name one thing you're grateful for. Name one thing you will do tomorrow. Why it matters. Gratitude and meditation interventions have research support for improving mental health and reducing stress, even if effects vary in size and certainty. Now add the humility lesson. The All Blacks have a tradition: sweep the sheds. Even senior players clean up the locker room. The Waterstones excerpt describes senior players picking up brooms and sweeping, framed as personal discipline and humility. The 1% rule is not self-improvement, it's self-respect. It's proving to yourself, I do the small things, even when nobody claps. That's how identity is built. Now we finish with your 2-step system. Step 1, self-analyze. Tonight, take 7 minutes. Open your Notes app and answer one question. Where did I reach since last week? Write down one habit that helped you, one habit that hurt you, the cue that triggers the bad habit, time, place, emotion, no guilt, only data. Step 2, action. Choose one 1% habit. Make it tiny, 2 minutes. Triggered after one clear cue. Tracked, a simple check mark. And for the next 7 days, your only rule is don't be perfect. Just don't miss twice. Because one missed rep doesn't kill a habit, quitting does. This is how your life changes by 1%, not in a montage, real, in your real, messy evenings. And one day, you wake up, and the habit feels like you. This is the coach sheet you can screenshot. It stays simple, but it's deep enough to change behavior. Self-analyze. The last week audit, 7 minutes, clear. Write the last 7 days, just day names. Under each day, write the one moment you felt proud, the one moment you felt lost. What triggered the lost moment? Cue. Emotions, time, place, people. Circle the most repeated cue. That's your real enemy, not laziness. Don't fight your personality. Find your cue. Action. Pick a 1% habit that is too small to fail. Your habit must pass this test. If you had a flu, could you still do it? 2-minute walk after dinner. Open laptop, write 1 sentence. 3 breaths, plus 1 gratitude note before bed. Lock it to a cue. Implementation intention. If cue, then I 1% action. Examples. If I brush my teeth, then I stretch 2 minutes. If I sit in my car after work, then I breathe 3 times before I go inside. If I close my laptop at night, then I write 1 line. What went right today? Make the environment do the heavy lifting. Reduce friction for the good habit. Put the habit tool in your path. Book on pillow, shoes by door. Increase friction for the bad habit. Move the apps, remove saved payment, keep junk out of the house. Because controlling environment cues is one of the easiest ways to disrupt habits. Use a keystone habit when possible, so you get the gym to fast food drops effect. A keystone habit is the one change that starts a chain reaction and shifts other patterns. The 66-day mindset. Automaticity averages approximately 66 days. Range can be wide, 18 to 254 days. Missing once isn't fatal. Inconsistency is. So the goal is not a perfect streak. The goal is a permanent identity. That's the 1% rule. And here's the truth most people miss. This 1% rule doesn't work alone. It connects to everything. Your focus habits, your morning decisions, your identity shifts. Because if you don't control your small daily cues, they will control you. And if you struggle with focus, there's already a video on this channel called The Psychology Trick That Turns Focus into Money. Watch that next, because focus is the multiplier behind every 1% habit you build. And if your real problem is mornings, if you wake up reactive, distracted, behind, then watch The Untold Secret of Billionaire Mornings. Don't just watch randomly. Watch the one that fixes your weakest link. That's how this compounds.
Got it locked, this demon stirring the pot with pretty faces and plots that try to knock me off my feet now. No new friends, I had so many hit my line.